Thomas
guys.
was alone. Wow. A weird first thought to have.
Hey guys, it's IcyNewYear. And we're here with some Thomas is Alone. I've been thinking about this, doing this game for a while. I haven't played much of it. Well, I've played like 4 or 5 levels. A little bit. I got to the fat one. That's about it. And I love this
Thomas
game.
decided to start listing his observations for posterity.
And it's actually thanks to
1.
ninjas.
The
Ooh.
whole alone thing. 2. Portals. They led somewhere. He'd yet to work out where. 3. Falling. Thomas was absolutely fantastic at falling.
It's true. We are pretty good
He was
at
almost
it.
as good at falling as he was at observing.
But ninjas is the one who finally convinced me to do playthrough. The actual reason I didn't do it for quite a while
Okay.
was the narrator.
interesting. Thomas couldn't fall past this block. Think, damn it, think. What if there was some kind of inverted fall? Some way to... what's the word? Jump.
The narrator makes it very hard to
It
commentate.
worked. Thomas had solved the great inverted fall mystery.
As he constantly... It's kind of the same reason I didn't do a Let's Play on...
A big jump. But Thomas noted there was no real danger in missing it. The world didn't want him to fail here. It was pushing him, but gently.
On, there we go. It's kind of the same reason I didn't do a Let's Play on... Oh, what is that game? Bastion. I didn't want to be constantly interrupted and interrupting the narrator.
This all seemed a little dangerous. The world was not to be trusted. It
Oops.
was unstable.
Mistakes were made.
This all seemed a little dangerous.
Whoa!
The world was not to be trusted. It was unstable, and it seemed to Thomas that it could let him down at any moment.
That was intense. Okay. More inverted falling.
Thomas wondered whether the portals were actually taking him anywhere. He felt like he was making progress, but there wasn't really any way to know.
Woo!
He seemed to be moving predominantly up and to the right, which might, or might not, be important.
Up and to the right, my friends. Up and to the right. Yeah, getting into it,
It might have been paranoia again, but Thomas
Ooh.
could have sworn the world was becoming more complicated. It always seemed to be one
There we
step
go.
ahead of his skills.
Not ahead of my skills world.
It had been
Ooh.
designed just for him. He wondered why. Was the world testing him? No. Too obvious.
The narrator in this game did an absolutely fantastic... If you haven't played this game yet, it's fairly cheap on Steam. I picked it up in the Humble Bundle, so I don't
Something
actually...
about the boiling, toxic, glowing water intimidated Thomas. He didn't like it. He certainly didn't want to swim in it.
So I don't remember exactly how much it
He made
is
another mental
normal,
note. 4. Water.
but I would definitely recommend picking it up. It's fairly cheap, and it is,
The
just for the
loneliness was
storyline, a
getting to
fantastic
Thomas.
game.
No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking
Okay.
could combat that.
I have to say, even with the utter simplicity of the graphics, the lighting in this game is really well done. I'm just noticing the shadows are just such a nice, simple touch. And where the graphics are simple, the story definitely benefited.
Thomas had a new theory. The world was training him. He could feel himself getting smarter. There was the mental list to consider. Over the minutes and seconds since his spontaneous generation, he'd become a pretty skilled jumper.
What's that saying in the background?
He was evolving. He just wished
Okay.
he had someone to share it with.
There we go. Oh, there we go. I submitted hundreds of bug reports. I told that idiot this would happen. Overlapping scripts. More than one AI was bound to be spawned to an environment at some point. Turns out I missed the point. That little error changed everything.
Chris took an immediate and deep dislike to the skinny red rectangle. Who the hell did this Thomas think he was?
Who the hell does this Thomas think he is? Oh, disgusting.
Chris had been doing fine.
Ooh.
He wasn't the highest jumper, but he'd held his own. He'd even been graceful at times.
It's true, I've been kind of graceful.
Well, not technically graceful. It's probably,
Well, not
probably the wrong word. But,
Technically graceful. no.
fine. There was that skinny little runt leaping about like he owned the place.
Oh, wow. More big budget games need to take some advice from this game. I mean, the simplicity of the art let them focus so exclusively on story that it's just incredibly relaxing, peaceful, and enjoyable to play through it. Once again, I can't recommend this one enough. Whoop, screw you, water. It's almost like you become rather emotionally invested in these
Okay.
squares'
This was more like
lives.
A glowy white thing. Only Chris could get to it, which of course made it all the more enticing. What would it do? What new opportunity might this switch open up to him?
Woo!
Great. Another chance for Thomas to jump slightly higher than Chris. How fortunate. Seriously, this made the whole switch pressing thing entirely worthwhile.
Oh, poor Chris. I feel so bad for him. He's so grumpy.
Was this good? Because on the surface, it did not seem good. Chris was pretty scared. Little Red seemed fine, happy to be on his merry little adventure. Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him. Sure, he'd been able to piggyback his way to ever so slightly higher platforms, but where had that got him? Well, to ever so slightly higher platforms, which was sort of his point.
Come on, Thomas! Excellent. Whew. Okay.
Chris stared at Thomas with pure hatred. He seemed so very happy at their situation.
Yeah.
Friends together, a brave fellowship of quadrilaterals on a quest for greatness.
Chris is gonna push Thomas off.
That would be fine. But it was all the obvious observation that Thomas was doing which grated. Every time they saw something vaguely new, Chris would hear a satisfied little from the vaulting idiot. He hoped the next portal would split them up, if only for a few levels.
Uh-oh. Thomas, Chris is getting a little frustrated with you. Whoop, 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 whoop. Go, Chris, go. No, Chris, no! Thomas to the rescue. Which probably just makes Chris feel worse. Okay, Chris, you can do this. The music is also phenomenal in this game, I have to say. Come on, Chris. I believe in you. You little bouncy square guy. What? Thomas has to be here too? What's this shenanigans all about? Okay. Some tricky Thomas jumps up here. Whoa! Okay, at least we get a checkpoint. Oh. Tricky game. Tricky. Whoop, 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 whoop. I am here, Chris. I have returned. Whoa.
John knew. He knew that this was his chance. A moment to shine. This was game day.
Okay, so I guess we need to go to John. Now Thomas. Wait. This is tricky. My mind has just like stopped working. There we go. Guys, we can do this. There we are. Woo! That was far harder than it needed to be.
Would not do. John needed room to show off his exceptional skills. As it was, he was trapped on the wrong side of these little dot things.
Man, John, you are
Where did they come from,
a
anyway?
bit of a braggart, aren't you? Come on, John, just go to your portal. We don't need this right now. Be cool, man. Be cool.
John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome. Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use, time to show those little dots how it was done.
How is it done, John?
John decided to press the switch to let the little dots catch up with him. John cared for his new allies.
Oh, that's so nice of John.
You could tell from the sympathetic expression he'd practiced in the mirror all these years.
John's a dick. Like that special kind of dick that doesn't even realize he's being a dick. Like at least Thomas is just like naive as hell. There we go. Right it on. Aw. Let's see if we can minimize our travel time here. Okay, John, you got this. Ooh. What's that little square thing? I don't know what it is, but I definitely want it. Actually, probably John. He has the bigger jump. Really? There we go. What am I doing? Thomas can go up and over now. Double act. Excellent. And Chris should be able to fit through it. Oh, Thomas doesn't need help, does he? Nope. Cool. Being a square is pretty cool sometimes. 1.9. Let's see if John can jump off of Thomas up there. Nope. I guess put John over there. Make the Tower of Power, my friends. Wow, John can almost make that on his own.
John was happy to keep helping. He felt it was important to his image that he was seen to help the little guys.
Okay, Chris, you can do this. I believe in you, Chris. This is some shenanigans here. Okay. Chris, can you make up both those jumps? Nope, you need Thomas's help again. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ah. John got stuck because he's a jerk. I mean, Chris might be grumpy, but John's just kind of a, like, he's a very, that's the word I'm looking for. He's a jerk. He's just, like, so self-important. Wait, I didn't even need Thomas up there. He just jumped over him. Thomas and Chris had this, John. I don't know why you had to come get all up in everyone's Kool-Aid.
He didn't mind them so much either. The red one, Thomas, had a charming way of applauding every time John jumped.
Woo! There we go. Give it! Nope. Next one. We got this, guys. Whee! John!
The angry orange one was less immediately likeable, but his unremitting cynicism and tutting amused John.
Amused John. More like bemused. Am I right, guys? I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. Okay. Staircase up. Oh, wow. Thomas needs some help. We got this. Oh, actually, he needs John's help. There we are. Woo! And through we go. Onward to the FPS level.
This was interesting. A floating target. This would require coordination, balance, and timing.
Would it now?
John was sure the dots would be lost, but he was happy to guide them to triumph.
Oh, thanks, John. Ooh, you almost knocked Chris off there, buddy. You need to chill it out a little bit. Okay, Chris.
Maybe that's what the dots were for. They were there to extend John's reach, to make his performance even more impressive.
That's such a...
John liked the thought.
Crap.
He decided to keep them.
That's such a terrible way to think about it. Just like, they're there to make me look better. Okay. Go, Thomas, go. Excellent. The initial group possessed simple variations in size and strength. More complex configurations were inevitable. As the air spread, these variations became increasingly extreme. I want to thank you all for watching. We're going to end this up here.
This was how Claire would die.
And, yeah.
She knew it would happen eventually.
Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and as always,
She was
have a
rubbish at
fantastic
jumping,
day.
and she moved slowly. She felt a little like her